Hey, what up, guys? GangstaPranksta here, bringing you my first weekly wrestling in review. Um, what I want to do with this, I just want to review the weekly wrestling TV shows, Raw, SmackDown, Impact, and if there's a pay-per-view, I'll give my predictions or review it. I plan on uploading these every Saturday. I did one of Raw just as like a test run, see how this would go. I'll link it somewhere as an annotation, so you can go check it out if you want. But here I'll be talking about the supplemental draft, a few news bits, and then I'll review Impact, SmackDown, and give my predictions for Extreme Rules. So let's just jump in. So the supplemental draft was on Tuesday, and I'm just gonna go through and give my thoughts on everyone who switched brands. First, we have Daniel Bryan to SmackDown. That's fucking huge. Like he needed this. He was kind of getting lost in the draft on Raw. SmackDown will give him a definitely give him a platform to wrestle on. So I'm really excited for that. Jack Swagger to Raw. He'll probably continue his feud with Jerry Lawler, as much as I hate to say that, but maybe he'll be managed by Michael Cole, and yeah, it'd be a great mouthpiece for Swagger, and he can definitely do big things. He's a great wrestler, and I see him being a main event on Raw. Next, we have the Great Khali. I don't care, because, yeah, Great Khali is just, he gets switched every draft, and I don't really care. That's about it. Next was Jimmy Uso to SmackDown. When I first saw this, I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna get separated, and they're both gonna get released. I didn't want to see that happen because I'm a big fan of tag team wrestling, but as we learn later in the draft, spoiler, well, it's not really a spoiler because it already happened, but both Usos get traded to SmackDown, which is cool. Hopefully they'll shine, because, yeah, I love tag team wrestling. Next is Kelly Kelly to Raw. I see her just getting her ass whipped by Awesome Kong, and if you guys don't know Awesome Kong, it's Karma coming in. She's gonna beast it up in the women's division, and I can't fucking wait. Next is JTG to Raw. I see two things. I see him continuing what he's doing on SmackDown, which is doing superstars and jobbing to other talents, or I see him getting released, and I don't think WWE would have anything. I see him maybe do a few segments with Santino, but I see him getting future endeavored, and that sucks. Next is Alicia Fox to SmackDown. I don't really care because, yeah, Raw is gonna be where women's wrestling is taking place. Got Beth Phoenix, Gail Kim, Awesome Kong. God damn, that should be so tight. Next is William Regal to SmackDown. That should be good. I love Regal. He's a great wrestler. Hopefully he can have a feud with Daniel Bryan. That'd be fucking awesome. That'd be some great wrestling matches. So yeah, do it up. Next is Yoshitatsu to SmackDown. He's another one that got lost in Raw, and just with like so many guys, he didn't really get time to establish himself. But yeah, SmackDown will be a great platform for him. You know, I see him being like a mid-card kind of guy. Next is Drew McIntyre to Raw. This is pretty good because SmackDown just seemed, he was there for like so long, so he like needs something new. Go to Raw, become the main heel, feud with Cena, Morrison, Mysterio. Yeah, that's it. Sorry about that. Natalya to SmackDown is next. That should be good, but I would have liked her to stay on Raw, so she can get some of Awesome Kong, but whatever. Natalya's good. She comes with her boyfriend, Tyson Kidd, who is another fucking good pick. I love him. He's a good wrestler. Trained by Bret Hart, so you know he can wrestle, and hopefully SmackDown just, God, I want to see him do big things, but yeah, I hope he does. Next is Kurt Hawkins to Raw. I see two things happening here. I see him teaming up with Zack Ryder again, and they're gonna form a tag team again. Or sadly, he might get released. So Best of luck to you, Hawkins. Yeah. Next is Chris Masters to Raw. Um, Hopefully he can do big things, because when he first debuted on Raw, like, he had the Master Lock Challenge. He really got over with the fans. He was like in a main event with Cena and HBK every week on Raw. So yeah, hopefully he can go back up to like a mid-card main event status guy. Next is Kofi Kingston to Raw. Cool. Like, he needs it. Yeah. Well, I haven't watched SmackDown for a long ass time, so I don't really know what he did. So yeah, I don't really know what to say. Go to Raw, team with Cena, something. I don't know. Next is Ted DiBiase to SmackDown. For some reason, I see Legacy reforming, or like him and Cody Rhodes, they team up again, just like something like that. Maybe we'll see that Randy Orton Ted DiBiase feud we were supposed to see like 2 WrestleManias ago. Next we got Tamina to SmackDown. She's gonna join the Usos. Enough said. Tyler Rex to Raw. They had him on SmackDown. He didn't do anything. They re-debuted him as a monster. 2 weeks later, he didn't do anything. So he didn't do anything on SmackDown. Hopefully he can go to Raw and make an impact. Alex Riley to SmackDown. I don't know. He's Mrs. Bitch. So I don't see him having character of his own. But hopefully he can be like a mid-card guy, I guess. I don't know. Beth Phoenix to Raw is the next one. I'm excited. Her and Awesome Kong. Let's do this up. And last but not least, Sheamus to SmackDown, and he brings the US title with him. Before he won the title from Daniel Bryan, he was like, yo, if I lose, I'm leaving Raw. I would have liked to see him go to SmackDown then. But he's going now, and he got really lost in the shuffle on Raw, like with Cena and The Rock and Miz. So he didn't really get to the later part of late early, he didn't really get to do anything. He had a feud with John Morrison, which was good. That's about it. Next, just before I get into Impact, some sad news. Jay Lethal has been released from TNA, which sucks a lot because he's such a great wrestler, and he's just amazing. But TNA didn't, like, they used him as Black Machismo. He got over with the fans, and then nothing for a long time. And then, he had this Ric Flair thing, and it was fucking huge and amazing, and I loved it. And after he beat Flair, and he beat AJ at Slammiversary, Flair at Victory Road, and then he won the X Division title for the umpteenth time, and he didn't do anything for a long time. So it's like, man, you can't use talent, You fucking released him to bring back Scott Steiner. So go fuck yourself, TNA. God, assholes. Next is TNA, and all I have to say, the show was pretty shit, but there are some things I want to talk about. The Mexican America, the angle. They're trying to recreate what they had with LAX. You're never gonna create it. It was like you got lucky with Conan and Homicide and Hernandez gelling so well, and it was such a great tag team then. I don't think they're gonna pull that off. But one thing I think they should add to the whole group is a luchador. Bring a luchador in, It's kind of weird having 2 women and 2 guys, so let's have 3 guys and 2 girls, Something like that. Another thing I want to mention, Christopher Daniels returning to TNA. Last time he was on, it was for the Main Event Mafia Young Guy feud. I don't remember what the other guys were called, but he came back and he didn't do anything. TNA just fucking misused him, and it pissed me off so much because I love Christopher Daniels. He's a great wrestler, and don't screw him, TNA. He has a good thing in ROH, so don't fuck with him. Not gonna bring him back. Let him do his thing on ROH. But yeah, he had a good match with Gunner. for the TV title on Impact. Yeah, it was a short match, but it was really good. And the other thing I want to talk about is the main event. The main event of Impact, Bully Ray versus Sting versus Anderson. Really good match. Really good main event. It was a 3-way. If you don't want to watch Impact, skip all the shit. Christopher Daniels versus Gunner. And Bully Ray versus Sting versus Anderson. And the thing about Bully Ray, he is a great heel. As much as I hate to admit it, like, I don't want to see him as a singles wrestler, but he is a great heel. And, I don't like, that's bad. Like, half a tag team wrestler is like the best heel on the roster, but yeah, push Matt Hardy some more or something. Next we have SmackDown, and it was an okay show, you know. They had like 2 matches. And that was Mysterio versus Mark Henry. Actually, they had 3 matches. Well, no, 3 matches worth talking about. Sin Cara versus Swagger. It was a good little match, whatever. One thing about Sin Cara, I don't want to see him be treated like Ultimo Dragon. They bring him in, they hype the shit out of him for a long time on SmackDown. Well, they hyped up him on Raw and SmackDown, but like Ultimo Dragon, he was hyped up on SmackDown for a long time. He came in for like 2 weeks on SmackDown, and and then he fucking like went to Velocity and like was never to be seen. So please don't Ultimo Dragon Sin Cara. Sin Cara's a very talented wrestler. And please don't fuck Sin Cara over like you did Ultimo Dragon. Interesting note, the lights were yellow and blue during the match for like Sin Cara's colors. I thought that was pretty. It was different. We have Khali versus Mysterio. It was pretty fucking boring to watch. Main event, Alberto Del Rio versus Brodus Clay. Alberto Del Rio teaming up with Brodus Clay to take on Christian and Orton. It was a good main event. SmackDown is always the superior show for wrestling. Although they lacked a lot this week. They had a solid main event. Which, yeah, that's about it. Next are my predictions. I'm going to talk about Extreme Rules, which is this. It's today. I wanted to upload this yesterday, but too lazy. So the first match is... Hold on. Okay, the first match is Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross versus Jack Swagger and Michael Cole. Please just end this feud. This is like so brutal to watch week after week. Like, it was good going into WrestleMania, but now it's just like fucking going on and on and on. Next, we got no DQ, no countout, loser leaves WWE, Layla versus Michelle McCool. If the rumors are true, Michelle McCool will be leaving WWE, which sucks. So I see Layla winning, but that's if the rumors are true, and they might be. Next is a Falls Count Anywhere match for Rey Mysterio and Cody Rhodes. I think the match should be good. I hope Cody Rhodes goes over, because Rey doesn't really need the win. He can lose for a long time and still be over. But if they want to establish Cody Rhodes as a heel, let him win. Last man standing match, Orton versus CM Punk. I think Orton's going to win. As much as I would like Punk to win, Orton will win to establish himself as a heel and go to SmackDown and blah, blah, blah. Next, we have the ladder match for the world title, Christian versus Alberto Del Rio. Should be a really good match. I see Christian winning because he's awesome. And we have the main event, WWE title in a cage match, The Miz versus Cena versus Morrison. I see Miz retaining. I see R-Truth coming out, costing Morrison and Cena the title. And yeah, hopefully R-Truth can get a push, because he's getting a lot of heat, especially for that cigarette thing. A match that might be added to the show, I'm just gonna, if it is, I'm gonna give my prediction on it. Sheamus versus Kofi Kingston. I see Kofi winning and bringing the U.S. title to Raw. Well, that's about it. I'm planning on doing these every Saturday, so if you want to hear me talk about wrestling every Saturday, I'll be releasing this. Next episode should be released Saturday, and I'll talk about my review of Extreme Rules if I get to watch it. Raw, SmackDown, Impact, the whole shebang. And if there's any interesting news. Alright, till then, take care, guys. Leave me some feedback, please, because I'd like to know what I can improve on. Thanks. Take care. Bye.